Hello, my duplicate cupcakes, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. We are, this is our base. I have nothing else to really say about this. Kind of looking around, I was playing this a little bit on my own time, playing on the No Sweat edition, so let's take a quick look and see what we've been doing. Looks like we're expanding a little bit. I remember what we were doing. Really? These guys? There we go. So sometimes when you have a little garden like this and you come in and you like unpause, it freaks out a little bit, but luckily it seems to have been corrected. So I think, yes, we've got lavatories that we're going to be replacing these with. So I actually want to get that started. You need a liquid vent, so basically releases liquid from liquid pipes. We're going to put that in here because we're going to have all of this drain into here. And this is going to become, like, we're gonna then filter this out into a different place. And the reason why we're building this way is because we're gonna build the water reservoir down here. So we need to get this started, and I wanna upgrade all of these, but I can't right now. I wanna make sure I have the stuff you can kind of see that I don't have the metal ore for it. So I need to mine some metal ore. Where is my metal ore? I have very little up here, but they have a lot down here, as I'm noting. So let me pause. Actually, you know what, just keep running, it's fine. I'm gonna build a ladder right here. That'll work, and then I'm gonna build a tile here, and then we're just gonna carve this out. And just all of you see how much metal ore is down here? Yeah, we're gonna need that. Well, we have a slight issue. As you can see, we have insignificant oxygen generation, which is, I think, because folks are working so much. The other thing that came up that I was looking at is moving around is taking a little bit longer than we want. So as they are digging this out, because I've got them finally working a little bit here on this, they keep getting wet feet, which is a problem, but honestly, whatever. I want them to start building tiles on all of these locations so that they can move around. Basically, tile allows them to shift a lot more. I kind of feel like I should leave this one for the little hatch right there. Do you have any other hatches? I'm wandering around, I don't see any. But I do want to start creating tiles instead of having soil or algae, because algae actually slows their walking speed. So I'm gonna start having them do that. The other thing is I'm gonna have to build a way up and down over here. It'll make things a lot easier as well. We're just not there yet because I want to get this kind of taken care of. Now this, the soggy feet thing isn't like gonna be an issue, but hopefully we'll be okay. We'll see what happens. Ooh, we have a skill point. Who gained a skill point there? Ren did. So he's got the improved strength. I'm gonna give him improved carrying for right now. That'll give him more strength, and so he'll be able to move things around a little bit more. Now the other thing I do want to do here is we have some lice loafs that we can create, so I'm gonna have them do that. They're slowly working on things. We're not in like on fire about getting any of this cleaned up, and so I'm not hurrying to do anything. I found if you move a little too quickly, then things just start falling apart a lot faster. I also built another cot, so when we get another printable, which should be coming, next print, 0.5 cycles, which should be soon, we can check out to see if there's any that we want, and if there is, then we're gonna just dive for it because I think we're gonna need another person. But we will need to build more oxygen related stuff, probably down here. I think having another of the algae terrariums down here would be particularly a good thing. Yeah, and going through water, by the way, makes them cold. I don't know if you can see, it kind of shows, but the water is much cooler than anything else, and it makes your dupes cold, so that will upset them. What doesn't upset them, I think, is the better question. But yeah, I think I'm gonna build an algae terrarium down here. That'll at least help get rid of some of this carbon dioxide, which I also think is overall colder than oxygen. I don't know. I don't know enough about this sort of thing. Oh hey, our principles are finally ready. Let's take a quick look at that. We've got an oxfern seed. I think these ones actually do produce oxygen. You know, I don't have any farm tiles to show that off. Can I actually see? I guess I can't see the, they actually have an encyclopedia. We got a fungal sword, fungal sword, that sounds interesting. The seed of a dust cap, another plant. We've got a Mima here, a small bladder, but quick learner, ranching and operating are her things. And we've got a Catalina here, who's a boost to strength, ooh. No taste and noodle arms. The whole Mima here can't stand looking at people's knees. Knees are like the weirdest part of the human body, honestly. I'm thinking Catalina here is actually gonna be the one I wanna go with. Mima is fine, but I kinda like that bonus to tidying and strength. And let's go ahead and actually just give her that boost. And here's what we're gonna do. Let me pause. I need to move somebody down here. Actually, no, we don't have to. I thought we were even. We're not even. There's 4 and 3. So here's what I'm going to do then. For Catalina, I'm actually going to boost her priority when it comes to tidying. That way she will spend time tidying a little bit more often. She'll like prioritize that over everything else. And it looks like we just finished. I have no idea what we just finished. But, oh, decontamination is, I think, is what we just worked on, which has got the deodorizer, which uses sand to filter polluted oxygen from the air, which reduces disease spread. Also really useful, just kind of in general. I think the next thing I actually want to work on, though, where's plumbing at? Here's liquids. I want to start working towards the distillation here. We're okay with water right now, but I want to start working my way towards that because as soon as we actually get like our toilets working and this starts filling, we're gonna have some major issues pretty darn quick. And how are we doing? We've gotten this pretty well sorted and we're getting this sorted out. I'm trying to clear my way this way so that I can, I'm gonna put the pump here, whatever it's done, and filter the water this way into the filter, and then I'm gonna filter that down here. This poor shine bug is gonna be in the way, so we might want to just let him float off when we get there, but he'll be okay until until we start actually doing things. One of the things we could do if we really wanted to is actually use the carbon skimmer pretty much right now, because what the carbon skimmer will do is filter out the carbon dioxide and turn it into, I don't think it turns it into anything. Yeah, it produces no breathable air. It just basically shoves the carbon dioxide onto the water and creates polluted water from it. Could be possibly useful, but I think we're okay for right now. We do need to generate a little bit more oxygen, but I'm not in panic mode right now, which is unusual. So what I do probably want to do, though, these guys are working pretty steadily, is eventually build another one of the oxygen diffusers, probably down here. We're just not quite there yet. Okay, actually, let's, as everybody's doing their stuff, let's actually build, can I dig this out? I think we can. I'm gonna build, I'm just gonna have this ready. I wanna build another storage bin here if we can. That way that's all ready to go. Let me just fast forward this. Let me have somebody build this. I want them to do quite a bit of cleanup. Oh, we've got idle all over the place. I don't know if you guys saw that. I want them to do that, but let's just actually have them do a little bit more digging here. We're also getting a lot of coal out of this, which is actually really nice, but I want them to continue digging while I work on doing some other stuff. I want to create plumbing through here. So if you take a quick look at the laboratory, you've got a green output and a white intake. Now the intake is, they are working outside. I can hear them with the leaf blower. That startled me. But the input obviously is an input and the output is an output. So you can have them all on the same pipe. Like if you have multiple ones, you can have all the intakes coming from the same intake and the out pipe being all from the same. But I have no idea what that was, but I want to start creating that. Now the question is going to come, I kind of want to keep this separate and just use this for foodstuffs and then have them input the water from elsewhere, but we really haven't dug any other water out except for over here or here. So that's not really going to be a feasible thing, but we're going to need clean water to kind of get started on this, unfortunately. I have considered digging my way through here and actually having them pump this water and starting to distill kind of right off the bat, so we don't have to think too much about using any of this clean water. Actually, that sounds like it wouldn't be a bad idea. You know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do, instead of using this water for our to start our water off so we can have water for our toilets, I'm going to... This poor Paku is going to need a new home. Oh, there's one down here too. I'm sorry, little buddy. That's okay. We're gonna end up filtering this. I can't quite get it in here, but I'm gonna want to dig this out and actually start using this water to create fresh water. Now, we haven't unlocked the distillation yet, so we're gonna go this way. We're gonna want this water sieve sooner than later. And let me start building up some of this area so we can get in here and whatnot. Let me dig this out, and hopefully the shine bug will leave. And here's where we're gonna put the germy fresh water, and we're gonna put the not so good water here. Okay, one thing that we're kind of working through, I'm still waiting on the research on this. We're getting a little closer, but I just kind of let these guys clean up, as you can kind of see. First of all, our composter is full. That's why the polluted dirt is up here. That's going to be, we need to figure out that needs to be solved. But for right now, we're okay. It's not creating that much, and should be taken care of pretty quick. But we do have an oxygen issue. That's fine. We'll take care of that in a minute. But we're not like on fire or anything at the moment, so I don't really care. What we want to do is this wet issue is like kind of a problem. So I actually want to deconstruct this door here, and we're actually going to build a manual airlock right there. That should stop the air from traveling, and we will build a deodorizer in here. That will help just kind of in general. And I want to get that door done. Looks like they're doing a pretty good job of getting the base cleaned up, which is actually what I was aiming for at this point. Also, all of our shine bugs are down here now. Looks like there's 3 of them. There was 1, now there's 3. This is a baby one, by the way. They have, I don't know if you guys can see, but they actually do have eyes, and I think they have mouths too. They're adorable. And I think you can raise them. Not that I'm gonna do that, but we're not there yet, of course. But I want to build this airlock because that will keep the polluted oxygen from going into the bathroom. And then I'm gonna clean up this water here. And the research is finally done. That took forever. So we have the water sieve done. So we can start pumping things out. I think the next best thing to do, we're gonna need power soon too. I need to start working on that. Power is something that I have not quite figured out, so that's gonna be real interesting when we get there. I got this airlock. I want to start cleaning this up a little bit. Yeah, she's gonna mop it up, and it's not gonna solve the problem at all because we still have water down here, and I think there's too much liquid in that little spot, but it will solve some of the issue. And I'm going to deconstruct these and go ahead and dig all that out so they can get across a little easier. There we go. So good, she's dealing with the compost. So now we have an actual room where we don't have to worry about the gas going over. I think a little bit of the gas will cross over, but it's not a lot. And we have this water sieve, which, yeah, that cleans water from polluted water using sand. So we're gonna wanna put this, can I flip this around? Can I rotate this? I can. I wanna put this over here. So I'm gonna build a liquid pump here, and you can also, I don't think you can rotate this one, and I'm gonna put it here. So what this is gonna do is this is going to allow us to pump the liquid that's in here out, and we're gonna wanna do that. And we're gonna wanna put that into the water sieve here. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. Don't ask me, I'm not an English major, not much of any major, honestly. I'm just kidding, I have a physics major. We're gonna put this here, and then this is gonna pump down into here. We're gonna put the water down below, so this will be the clean water, and everything up here will be not clean water. But what I do kind of want to do, because we don't have a lot in here yet, and I do want to get that liquid pump done, is I actually want to build a little bit of like a ladder down here, and I want to kind of make this into like a proper location, just so the water is not bumping up against all of this stuff. Not because I really care per se, but because it'll just make it easier if we need to dig something out to have, you know, actual tiles surrounding it. So let me get started on this. Oh, and I guess I should say here, one of the things I do actually want to do, let me just get all of this. I hate the little arrow. I don't know if it's just me. I hate it when it has arrows on it. I do want to put a deodorizer in here to start clearing out some of that polluted oxygen. I'm not too worried about it. I just don't want it crossing over, and this will make it kind of nice. Okay, and we immediately already have the research done for the apothecary here, so this just produces medicine. I do want to also produce, I'm kind of debating on how I want to go about doing this, honestly. We have a couple things. Let me actually go for agriculture first, because we can unlock the refrigerator, which allows us to keep food cold. And actually, I should have these guys cooking up a few more things just so we make sure we have food. We're not short on food or anything right now. We are gonna also want to make more of a farm over here. I need to clean this up and get this taken care of. There's a lot of water over here, and honestly, I don't really want all of this. And I think the other thing that I do want to do, so when this starts pumping, it will actually not produce anything, I don't want to say bad, but it just won't be, it won't give off polluted oxygen. So we'll probably want to put a oxygen creator thingy down there. Oxygen diffuser, probably a good thing. Oh, and the liquid pump is done, so it needs power, and it doesn't have any, obviously doesn't have any liquid output because we're not there yet, but we're slowly moving around, and I think this will fit right there. Yes, this will be perfect. This will make it much nicer. Oh, this person must have food poisoning. Stop moving! Yes, they have food poisoning. Oh, we got a skill point. We have a couple things going on here. Let's see, Ellie unlocked a skill point here. Let's give her hard digging. We only have one person that can do hard digging, so let's give her one. And we actually have a commute problem, which honestly I kind of knew was coming. I don't really want another person. Oh, definitely not either of these. Oh my gosh, no. We could get some ice, or we could get some muckroot. I'm gonna go with the muckroot here, so let's go ahead and print that out. There we go. But yeah, we have some long commutes here, which is understandable because we're moving around quite a bit. So we're gonna wanna probably try and figure out how to solve that problem pretty quick here. We only have this one area, but we've got things spread out quite a bit. So we're gonna need to start thinking about how to deal with some of the commute issues. We also have a gas problem down here, I'm noticing. So we'll want to solve that, but it's okay for right now. We're kind of digging this out, as you can kind of see what I've started to do. Got the water sieve here, so we're going to start producing that. Just not quite ready yet, and make more oxygen, geez. Okay, so we're actually doing pretty well here. We got this water sieve done. I want to do some of the plumbing stuff on this. It's going to be kind of gross because they're going to have to come down in here, but that's okay. I want this to pump out to here, and then what I want this to do is I actually want to have this pump out into here like this, and this should work just fine. So what it's going to do is it's going to have this pump into here. This is going to do its thing, and then it's going to pump out through the liquid vent and into this area, and that should be good. And this should be water down here. We are slowly filling up our little area here. This isn't a lot of water, honestly, but it is still quite a bit. So we want to make sure we get this going, especially if we're going to have the laboratory and stuff, because those produce a lot of water. Just taking a quick look at our cycle report for today. It is cycle 20. Day 20 is over. Kind of looking here, it looks like we're okay when it comes to errands and stuff. Our travel time's down to 37, so that's good. It looks like we solved whatever travel issue we were having, which I think was because a lot of our copper is over here and we don't have it stored, so we need to think about that. Personal time and work time are okay, but yeah, that travel time is starting to cut into our personal time. Our oxygen generation's actually okay. I know it was like throwing a little bit of a hissy fit, but no, we seem to be fine. We do need to solve a few of our issues, but that's okay. And no, it looks like everything is good here. This wasn't the most exciting of episodes and things are slowly coming together. I also have no idea how long this episode's gonna be because I'm not keeping track of time, but I could play this for hours and I have played this for hours, but you can kind of see we're getting this put together. What I will probably end up doing is building a small area with like a overflow, I guess is gonna be the best way to put it. So it'll look something like this, like here. So this will fill up and have a little place where it kind of flows over. Otherwise it'll just be flat on the ground and that'll work, but I don't know how much water we're gonna be producing. So I think just creating something like this first and then having this fill up and then at a later point, consider like carving this out will probably be a little bit of a better thing to do. I also even might put a little oxygen diffuser down here because you can kind of see if I open up the oxygen overlay, oxygen rises, which I don't know how true that is. I'm assuming that is true, but you can see there's no oxygen here and all the oxygen that's being produced seems to hover on the top. So we want to make sure that we are producing oxygen at the lowest levels, not just at the top levels, like this little guy here, where this guy's probably not doing a lot, but this one's probably doing a lot more, and this one's probably doing most of the work, honestly. And how are we doing with energy? We're doing all right with energy. We might want to build another battery just in case. There are other ways to make energy. We don't currently have any unlocked. The reason I haven't unlocked any is because we haven't dealt with things like heat. I think I've mentioned it on the temperature overlay. As you can kind of see, there are these hot areas. There's more hot areas down here. Hot areas are good and are usable. Is that a vacuum down here? Oh, it is. So it's chilled because it's a vacuum. Heat is something we're going to have to contend with eventually, but we just haven't gotten there. This is interesting. We have some tiles down here. This is something that's been created that we did not put. So we're kind of starting to come across some interesting things. We'll want to take some of that out, but we just don't have the skill set. Now, when it comes to heat, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, straight up, no idea what I'm doing. So it's going to be really interesting to see what occurs with that. Oh man, we have a major polluted oxygen issue. We're gonna have to, I'm thinking I might have to build another composter in here. Kind of considered building a ladder here and putting it in this direction, at least until we get some toilets in there. Not a bad idea. I'll take care of that next time, and I will see you guys here. Thanks so much for watching.